And welcome to season 2 of Kurtski's Garage. It's a pleasure to have you here. We're going to get to work on the 300 SEL because it's actually a nice Sunday. It's almost 10 degrees outside. In Canadian weather, that means we're going to go out and do something. So we've got two jobs to do today. First, the door lock can be unlocked, but it can't be locked. So it's a very simple binding issue with some of the rods, cables, whatever. I think that's going to be very simple to sort out. And secondly, we're going to fix the inside door release handle that's gone a little bit loose. We don't want that. We want it to feel nice and firm and not jiggle around just like the other three doors. So we'll show you how to fix that, and we're going to get started in just a minute. Hey there, a little update on the 126. I've been working away for a couple of hours on the car, doing a few other little things as well. I got the front dash, left-hand side stereo speaker put in, and the left-hand side amplifier. Stereo works, everything's good. So shout out and thanks to Becker Auto Sound. Now, the door handle, the inside door handle on the driver's door, you can see how much slop is in there. And I have the kit, and we'll walk you through the installation on taking that kind of slop out. There's a lot of work involved, but we'll save it. We'll make it good, not a problem. The more interesting thing is the door handle. This is the driver's side door handle. And you know, you can open it, you can see turning the key to open it, but it just won't go back. I don't know if I've got a damaged lock tumbler, and if that's the case, how do I even get the lock tumbler out? There's going to be a little bit of investigative work to do at Kurtski's Garage on this, but kind of an involved process. You got to take the door panel off. Pretty simple to find the screws. The screws around the armrest, they're hidden. Just look at the underside. There's three. The third one at the top by the power window switch, you've got to take the little trim plate out behind the door release. You'll see one of the screws there, and you know, out it comes, the door card lifts up, and away you go. But getting this out, there are bolts around the chrome surround for the striker plate that sits beneath this. You got to take those out, take the chrome surround out, and then there's 4 bolts that hold in the actual locking mechanism. And then my understanding is, after watching a couple of videos, if you can open the lock, which this obviously I can't, you could just simply extract the handle after you've loosened all the bolts. This does have heated door handles, or door lock rather, so you have to disconnect that, not such a big deal. And there's a screw right in the handle itself, and you access that through the rear of the front door sheet metal. There's a little beauty cover that you knock off. So this is going to require a little bit more work to figure out how to deal with. Not a problem, we're used to these sort of things, but I was expecting a home run. We know this doesn't happen. Leave it with me. We'll get it fixed. See you soon. Hey there, it's a later evening at Kurtski's Garage. I pushed through and got a couple of things done on the 2 door issues that I've been talking about. I'm not sure if you could see this. This is the chrome door release from the driver's door. And this hole, I hope you could see that on camera. This is what fits into the casting that actually mounts to the sheet metal. Hard metal, soft metal. This elongates, turns sort of oval with use. And that gets, you know, the handle kind of feeling a little bit wonky. So we're going to install a kit to remedy that from Mercedes Source, and we'll walk you through that. But what was really getting me was this door handle and trying to get the lock out. And as you can see, I got the lock out. So how did I do that? There are 2 pins. One punches through all the way, and this I drilled out, and you know, eventually the pin came. So I think I can reuse both pins in this scenario, and the lock just came out. So we managed to get the tumbler free of the casing, which is wonderful. But this, I'm really not sure if you can see this on camera, but this is basically the mechanism of the lock. There you go. We'll try and get that a little bit better. These brass pieces are worn. They're just simply worn. It's 35 years old. This is the key that gets the most use, obviously, in the entire assembly. Just trying to put this back together. I won't worry about it. But everything's worn. So I'm going to take it to a locksmith here in town. I'll find one. I don't know who I'm going to go to yet, but I'll find one. And we'll get this rebuilt properly. And that'll be that. And then we'll work on fixing the door release handle, and then hopefully get it all back together and working. So there you go. Just wanted to give you that quick garage update. Thanks so much.
Hey, and welcome back to Kurtski's Garage. So it's a couple of days later, and I am working on the W126 sloppy door handle fix kit supplied by Mercedes Source. And just to be clear, I did buy all of that good stuff with my own money. So the gist of it is we have an elongated hole. There you go. I think you could see. Maybe better from the other side. That hole, it elongates, sliding against a hardened steel pin every time the door is open, etc. And then you get plenty of play in this thing. So the gist of it is we drill that hole out circular. The kit comes with 4 nylon bushings, so you can do all the doors in the car. And then you reapply the pin. Okay, so step 1 of the repair is complete. I drilled out the hole in the door release lever. Now, I found that the size that you're supposed to take it to, which is a 1/4 inch, it was a little too aggressive for my liking going into that hole. It was catching the drill bit. So I used the next size down, which in my set, I went with a 3/16, opened the hole up slightly, and then the 1/4 inch bit worked quite nicely. And I'm not sure, well, we'll get you to see here. There you go. That bushing fits in there quite nicely. Now I'll just have to do a little bit of sanding to get it to the right height, not a problem. And then we're pretty much ready to go ahead and put it all back together. Bear with me. Okay, so one little trick to getting the pin back in place, it has basically a squared off end to it, and you want to take the sandpaper that's supplied with the kit and just round down the end of that a little bit. This isn't to do anything to diminish the pin's ability to sit and hold the handle. This is just merely to get it started, especially to engage with the nylon bushing and not to rip it up, basically, when you're putting it in. Okay, let's see if that works. So we just want to make sure that we can get the pin, let's see, I want to get the pin started in that nylon bushing. Yep, it's coming. Give me another few minutes and we'll get this little fiddly piece done. Okay, just a minute or two with fiddling with the bushing. You also have to ream that bushing out a little bit to get the pin fitting quite nicely in there, but you could start it with hand pressure. So that's really good. And really all we have to do now is get this handle lined up in the carrier. This is the part that actually mounts to the sheet metal of the door. And there you go. And you want to make sure everything is lined up quite nicely. You know, get there with kind of a good line of sight. You know what? This is fiddly work. You don't need to watch me do this on camera, but it will just take a moment. Okay, and this job is all done. So we've got a nice firm connection in there. I'm just going to add a little bit of grease in there because even nylon, as Ken points out, does wear out. And being a plastics guy, I can certainly attest to the fact that that is accurate. But we've got a nice door pull, no slop, you know, this direction. It's ready to bolt back in the car after a little bit of grease. And hopefully the lock tumbler from the door handle will be ready to pick up in the next day, and we can reassemble that, get it back in the car, and conclude the 2 projects in the driver's side door. There you go. Thanks for joining me today. We will be back with that lock tumbler. Don't go anywhere. You'll join me tomorrow or the next day whenever I film the next segment. Part of the next segment. You know what I mean.
Hi, and welcome back to Kurtski's Garage. We've got a little update for you. I have a lock and tumbler returned from Central Lock and Barry, who did a little bit of remedial work on this, and they did it for free, which was really nice. I mean, honestly, this was not an easy thing for them to work on, and hey, they helped a brother out. So there we are. Now I put the lock tumbler into the first stage of the mechanism. So this is actually the carrier that will go into the door handle. And this part with the attachment is the heater mechanism for the key tumbler. Now, just to demonstrate, we can turn the key either way, which is what we want. Is it perfect? It's not perfect, but you know, hey, we're dealing with 30-some-year-old lock mechanisms. I know at some point in time, if I were to keep this car, the ignition would eventually go. I'd have to rekey the entire thing. I understand that, but for now, this is a great fix. It works, and we're gonna run with it. So we've got this. The next step will be to insert this into the door handle. And I assume, when I assume I make an, well, you know how that works. So we'll have to figure out which way we're going to get this done. And now it's keyed. We've got, I have to be a little bit slower here when I move. We've got one pin. I'm going to bring a pointer here. We've got a pin to put through in this spot all the way through. That's the larger pin, obviously. And we've got a shorter pin here. So we just have to make sure that we line up those things on the right side, and we should be in business. And I think it's really nothing more than just simply doing that. Am I through? I think I'm through. Am I? Am I through? Is this good? I don't know. I haven't done this before. I think I'm just about there. Tell you what, you let me battle with this off camera, and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, that took a little bit of messing about, but I did manage to get everything reassembled. A few things I want to point out when you're putting the lock tumbler back into the door. You may want to take your punch that fits the hole. Ah, there it is. The one that goes all the way through, securing the tumbler mechanism into the door. Put your punch into that, use it as leverage, and start the second hole, the rolled pin, to secure the lock tumbler. Once that's in, take your punch out and then drive the pin in, and you know, everything will line up quite nicely. Now I put some WD-40 in there, and as you can see, it turns. It's a little stiffer than I'd like, so I expect that it's already loosening up. There you go. It's just going to take a little bit of working in, but I want to clearly demonstrate we've got a lock that will go both ways, releases the key, key goes back in, there we go, and I reconnected the extension that will actually interact with the pins in the mechanism that actuate the doors. So the next order of business will be to install the handle, and basically what you do with that, you put it to the, I guess that would be the unlock position, slide it into the door, get that into the leading edge, make sure it goes in, and then you can secure the door handle mechanism through the sheet metal right there. So I may do that. We'll see. I've got to get some dinner. It's dinner time. I'm hungry. I want this done. So we're going to see if we have some patience left this evening to do that after reassembling this. But so far, I'm considering this to be a success. We'll get the good old W126 back and secure, and I'm pretty excited about that. One step closer to completion. Hey there, and welcome to Kurtski's Garage, or Kurtski's driveway. We're going to start with reassembling the door handle on the W126. And I want to show you a couple of the things that we're basically aiming for when we get in there to do the work. And I can see the flashlight is showing a weird sort of light on the GoPro, so I'm not going to hold it here for too long. But if you can see a white bushing back there, that's what we've got to get the door handle engaged with. That actually runs the power lock, so that's really key. And then this little guy here that I'm pointing to, that is what the door latch will actually grab when you pull it. That's what the door latch grabs. So we're going to do this off camera, but the door handle essentially slides in and then comes back. It's going to be an interesting job. So we've got our door handle. We've got to get the plug inside, and we have to get that larger part of the handle in, I think. Maybe we get, no. See, this is where it's going to be kind of interesting. So it's the quickest 2-minute job that'll only take you 5 minutes, that half an hour later you'll be glad you did. I think that's the current internet meme. Hey, door handle's in. This is really cool. So take your time getting this thing in. Make sure you align everything you have to align. And, you know, you can see I can turn the key both directions. Actually, if I shut the door, you know, she locks and she'll unlock. So that's done. I'm super happy with that. The extension from the lock tumbler that drives the power lock mechanism, that is tricky. Look at the direction. It's keyed where you have, where the I showed you at the beginning of the install. It's keyed. You have to turn your key to line up, turn the key, which turns that extension to line up, get it keyed in, and then just very gently get everything coming together. It will work, I promise you, but it is a very fiddly assembly. Now I want to show you something else. So we're going to come around to, hang on a sec, there, the inside of the car. Okay, so this is the repaired door handle. It still has a little bit of sag to it, but it's not, you know, it's not flopping in the breeze. So I'm happy with that. And at this point, there's a tremendous amount of trim to put back in place, and I'm going to work away at doing that. And we'll show you this thing buttoned up, but right now everything works. Power lock mechanism works. Super happy about that. So we can get this car back together, maybe even take it for a short drive, and we'll start working away at other stuff. Okay, folks, we're just wrapping this job up. I'm starting to lose sunlight, but you know, at least we're in the summer months now, or close to. And I'm not complaining about temperature. I'm not complaining about anything here. So there may be a new door panel in the future for this car. All the tabs that secure it along the weather stripping, they're pretty much broken off. So I've got a little too much play on here. Now, once the armrest pull is installed, that's going to hold the door skin in a little bit closer. But I'm generally, you know, very pleased with how this repair progressed. And, you know, we're going to have it together, and I fully expect I'm going to take it for a short drive after I eat some. Hey guys, it's finally done. We got a door that's back together. I'm actually sitting in the car, as you could tell. And look at this. We have it all back together. The door handle works. It's not sloppy. Speaker's back in place. Everything feels good there. And that nice quality Mercedes bank vault feel. Now, we haven't started the car yet this season. So let's see what happens there. Oh, we don't need the turn signal on. Okay, let's see what happens. Uh-oh. Hey guys, you missed it. It was just a loose battery connection. It's running. And she's sounding pretty darn good too. Nice and quiet up back. Remember we had the exhaust done last fall? At any rate, there we are. We're done for the evening. The first drive of the season will have to wait until tomorrow because I do want to eat some dinner. Catch you soon.